Hey everybody, this is Jamey Cummins with the Eastside Music School discussing melodic patterns for the major scale. All of these examples will be in the key of G major and in a 2-octave position starting on the 3rd fret of the low E. I believe these exercises are the first step in taking your playing from sounding like a scale to sounding like melodic phrasing. We'll start with the G major scale in 2 octaves, starting on the 3rd fret of the low E. A couple things to notice there is that I stayed in position, meaning each finger was assigned a fret space, pointer finger at the 2nd fret, middle finger at the 3rd fret, ring finger at the 4th fret, and pinky at the 5th fret. This is kind of a classic positional playing thing that works for most people. If you find a fingering that works for you and it seems more comfortable, then play it that way. With the right hand, I'm using alternate picking, so I'm going back and forth between downs and ups for every other pick stroke. Down, up, 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 down. Notice that I verbalized it as I did it. That tends to help me catch myself if I make a mistake. If I say the word down, but I play an up pick stroke, I'm going to notice that. Down, up, 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 down. Our first pattern is going to descend by a note as the scale rises each time. So I'll start on the root and go down to the F sharp at the 2nd fret. And I'll continue that pattern as I go up the scale. This is a good opportunity to practice pull-offs as well. Whenever I have consecutive notes on the same string, I might just pick once and pull off to the lower note. You don't have to do every note as a pull-off, but it's a good chance to experiment with that to get a good flowing sound. The next pattern, we are descending the overall scale, but the pattern is going to be ascending by one note. This is a good chance to work on hammer-ons when I have consecutive notes on the same string. Try it both ways. From here, we're going to move on to a group of 4 notes. These are written as 16th notes. They don't necessarily have to be, but for the sake of reading it, I think they're easier to think of as 16th notes. We're going to climb up 4 notes of the scale, ascending. 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, we're going to start on the 2nd note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's what that'll sound like. From there, we'll do the same thing descending. 4-note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. From here, we're going to talk about triplets. These are groups of 3. For each beat, there will be 3 notes. These are 8th note triplets. So where we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll divide that into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Some people like to use the word triplet to think about this rhythm. Triplet, 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 triplet. Here we go. We can do the same thing descending. Remember to try all these patterns slowly with a metronome and in different keys. You want to play these cleanly before you speed them up. If you want to learn more about music or anything guitar related, visit eastsidemusic.com.